And if I told you once, I ain't gonna tell you twice. Salute all my real ones. Yeah, look, bro, we got Philly is the most dangerous city in America. STV Philly. I've been to Philly a few times. It's a real place. I'm from New York. I know real spots. Like there's just places where, you know, you got to move a certain way when you go to those areas, and Philly got them. You know, there's a lot of places all over America that got them. Word. So I'm not like that title. It's probably true. What do I know? We gonna get straight into the video though. Like button, subscribe button, notification bell, press those. Let's go. I almost did the ending.
The summer's coming to an end across the western part of the world. A 20-year war in Afghanistan just ended in chaos. A neoliberal president is busy doing neoliberal things.
To order American troops to step up when Afghanistan's own armed forces would not. How many more lives, American lives, is it worth? How many endless rows of headstones at Arlington National Cemetery?
In Philly, we got a DA, Larry Krasner, with some good ideas, but who's in way over his head. A mayor, Jim Kenney, who's even more lost in the sauce in my opinion. Cops who hate both of them. Things in this city are constantly moving and changing. One thing that remains the same is gun violence. As of Saturday, August 21st, there's been 343 lives lost to violence. The vast majority were to illegal handguns. I wonder how they're getting into the city. On Monday, August 16th, 18-year-old Kyrie Isaac, along with a 19-year-old woman, were sitting inside a black BMW in the parking lot of the ShopRite on the 100 block of East Albany Avenue at around 7 p.m. when a white sedan pulled up next to them. 3 men inside the car opened fire. Isaac was shot at least 10 times throughout his body, while the young woman was shot once in the left cheek, once in the left arm, and once in the chest. Both victims were taken to Einstein Medical Center. Isaac was pronounced dead at around 7:30 p.m., while the young woman remains in critical condition.
At least 16 shots were fired from 2 separate caliber semi-automatic weapons. Some in front of the vehicle that the victims were sitting in, and many of the spent shell casings were on the driver's side. So it appears that the shooters walked right up to this BMW and intentionally fired at least 16 shots through the front windshield and through the driver door.
So wait, like, did they know him, or it was just because they was trying to carjack him?
Window.
Or it was just like some...
Isaac played football at Bishop McDevitt High School last year and transferred to Samuel Fells to play for their team. Mike Watkins, Isaac's former coach at Bishop McDevitt, paid tribute to the teen on Twitter. No arrests have been made and police have not released a description of the suspects. On Tuesday, August 17th, at the Jerome Brown Playground on 20th and Ontario, 15-year-old Simone Monet Rogers was playing basketball with her brother and 2 friends when gunfire erupted, striking Simone in the head. Her mother says her daughter just turned 15 about a week ago. She was going to become a freshman at West Catholic High School. Investigators say the surveillance video also shows at least 10 other people at the playground when the gunfire erupted, but no one except Rogers remained when police arrived. It's very tragic, Philadelphia Police Chief Inspector Scott Small said. Surveillance video shows this 15-year-old female actively playing basketball, actually dribbling the basketball, when she suddenly collapses when she gets shot, said Small. The teenager was rushed to Temple University Hospital, where she was initially listed in extremely critical condition, but she was pronounced dead on Wednesday night, August 18th. Detectives continue to review surveillance video, hoping to catch a glimpse of the person or other people responsible. Police are also trying to determine the motive behind this act that have once again impacted the child and her community forever.
Police say the teen girl was playing basketball Tuesday night with 8 other people, including a 4-year-old. Neighbors heard several gunshots. Investigators say one of the playground's surveillance cameras shows the girl collapse as she shoots a basketball. Everyone ran away, and police discovered the 15-year-old girl face down.
Make dua for me, man. I'm a good nigga. You heard me? I was a good nigga. Genuine f***ing dude, man. They forced my hand. What the f*** was I supposed to do?
Terrence Bay was fatally shot by a 15th Police District officer at Adams and Whitaker near Roosevelt Boulevard approximately 3:15 Wednesday, August 17th. Those are the concrete facts. The rest of what I'm about to read is from the Philadelphia Inquirer. This is all according to police reports. Police said Bay was armed with a Glock 22 40 caliber semi-automatic pistol with an obliterated serial number. According to the Philadelphia police statement, cops in Middletown Township responded around 2 p.m. to a report of a domestic dispute at the Racket Club Apartments on the 2000 block of Veterans Highway involving someone who was armed. A witness pointed to Bay and an officer approached him. Bay turned around, hand in front of his waistband area, and walked towards the officer. The officer drew his weapon and commanded Bay to show his hands. Bay refused and started running to the back of the apartment building, according to the police statement. The officer lost sight of Bay, then heard a gunshot and glass shattering. The officer found a sliding glass door had been shot and a man exiting the apartment holding his face and yelling, "He shot me, please help." The officer helped the man and saw Bay flee in a Volvo. Officers from several departments in Bucks County began chasing the Volvo. The pursuit entered Philadelphia and ended at Whitaker Avenue and Roosevelt Boulevard when a police sergeant from Middletown Township performed a pit maneuver using his vehicle to hit the Volvo in an attempt to stop it. The Volvo spun around and was facing a police cruiser from Lower Makefield. The sergeant in that cruiser saw Bay point a gun at him. According to police statement, the sergeant rammed his cruiser into the Volvo. He ducked below his dashboard and heard gunshots. The sergeant then saw Bay run across the boulevard and pointed his gun at him. According to the statement, he lost sight of Bay but heard more gunshots. A police officer from Lower Makefield, who was also involved in the pursuit, fired at least one shot at Bay after Bay pointed his gun at the officer, according to a statement. A responding Philadelphia counterterrorism officer saw Bay running towards the Sunoco and fired his gun at police, according to the statement. It was at this point that the 15th Police District officer fired at least one shot and hit Bay. No officers were reported injured. Their names were not immediately released. Bucks County DA Matt Weintraub on Wednesday said that the shooting victim in Middletown Township was at St. Mary Medical Center in serious condition.
Watch as the suspect runs into the frame. It appears he raises his arms towards a police officer.
He continues firing at those officers, turns to point the gun to Philadelphia police. One of our officers discharged at least one time, striking the male. Bucks County officer discharged at least one time. The male was struck at least once in the head.
Also in Bucks County, a police chief in Yardley, Pennsylvania has been released from the hospital after he was shot during a standoff situation on Wednesday. It happened around 11 a.m. at the Yardley Commons condominium along the area of South Main Street. Police say a probation officer had arrived at the location to check on 24-year-old Colin Petrozello. The officer soon had to call Yardley police for assistance. Yardley Borough Police Chief Joseph Kelly responded to that call and was subsequently shot in the hand and ear. He was rushed to St. Mary Medical Center where he underwent surgery. Police say Petrozello fired a shotgun through the door of his condo with his mother still inside. A flashbang was used to enter the apartment where the 24-year-old was found unconscious and taken into custody. The officer was released from the hospital after surgery to remove bullet fragments from his hand. Community leaders gathered in North Philadelphia on Saturday to hash out anti-violence strategies and to plead with young men to put down their guns. A rally that was equal parts brainstorming and an open defiance in the face of seemingly non-stop shootings. As speakers took the mic at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Rec Center, news about overnight shootings trickled in. In the middle of the rally, one woman was shot in another part of the city. Darnell Dean Sr., the 32nd Democratic Ward Chairman and one of the rally organizers, walked down Cecil B. Moore Avenue with a megaphone seeking to draw in more people. "If we don't stand up, nothing's gonna change," he bellowed. But even as Dean was speaking, a news release from the Philadelphia Police Department served as a reminder of what he's up against. Around 10 p.m. Friday, an unidentified man was shot in the head outside a corner store in Frankfurt. 4 hours later, two women, ages 30 and 27, were shot in Kensington before dawn. Another woman, 26, was shot 3 times in the ass at an unknown location. All 4 victims were being treated at Temple University Hospital. This violence has got to stop. It's senseless and it's just destroying families, and there's no reason for it, says Deans, who believes that some of the shootings are being fueled by social media. We seem to have lost the right to speak to the youth and tell them that there are positive things to do here in North Philadelphia. Gabriel Palmer, 19, Youth Director of Community Healing for All, said he believes violence thrives in neighborhoods where there is poor communication among residents and a lack of accountability. He also cited popular music that glorifies violence, which is then amplified by social media. There's a bunch of different layers to it, but you could say that social media has a big part to do with it, Palmer said. Everybody wants to be cool without even knowing what cool really is. They go after the wrong things. They look for attention in the wrong places. Early Friday morning, Temple University police cameras captured footage of a man hanging out the rear window of a Kia shooting an AK-47, police said. No one was injured in that incident, which led to 3 arrests. Paroled juvenile lifer Kempis Songster delivered an impassioned speech Saturday calling for residents to make a more concerted effort to influence young people in their neighborhoods. And I'm not talking about scaring them, because you ain't gonna scare our young people, Songster said. They ain't scared of the grave and they ain't scared of prison. What it is they don't care. And that's what we gotta address. They don't have hope. Songster began speaking.
Yeah, I feel like that's the important part right there, man. I'm gonna stop it right there. But like that's the important part is like, yo, if there's no opportunity, if there's no clear path to be able to make money, you know what I'm saying, the legal way, then they gonna find a legal way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like there has to be opportunity. That's really what it comes down to. There's a reason why, you know what I'm saying, it tends to be quote unquote poor neighborhoods that are affected by violence, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna get into conspiracy theories about, you know, what the government gotta do. I'm just talking about like, you know what I'm saying, me growing up where I grew up, how I seen it and how I was going down the wrong path, you know what I'm saying? And you just realize like, yo, like I know for me, what stopped me from, you know, going down, and I ain't gonna talk about that because I ain't gonna glorify it, never talk about me being, because I never was a thug, never will be, none of that, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a regular dude. But the mistakes that I made, you know what I'm saying, was because I felt like, yo, like I need to get bread, and you know, it's just the simple things. You see the people that are working 9 to 5, but then you also see the hustlers and the quote unquote cool dudes. They out there, they got the cars, they got the women, they got the jewelry, they got the alcohol, they got everything. So you know what I'm saying, you young and impressionable. You know what I'm saying? Like luckily for me, like I just said, yo, I just thought about it and I'm like, yo, there's a reason why all those same dudes that had all that stuff ain't right here right now, and they kids is growing up without fathers, you know what I'm saying? And those same dudes wind up coming home and it's different. So, you know, but not everybody is lucky enough to just think about, you know, what the future's gonna bring and the path you going down and just change. Yeah, man, like really it's gonna take like a lot of those dudes that they look up to that's out there with them, because if you're not in that life, they not gonna listen, because they gonna be like, yo, you just a square talking square right now. Like if you're not out there, if you're not like it really does come down to their OGs, people they listen to, the uncles, the fathers, the dudes that's older than them, they're telling them, like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, this gotta stop, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, word, but, you know, hopefully the day will come where the deaths, especially in the Black and Latin community, is zero. You know what I'm saying? The gun deaths. Word, you know what I'm saying? Because there's so many, like I could just speak for myself. There's so many people that I grew up with that ain't here right now, just from different things. I ain't gonna talk about that, but you know, hopefully the gun violence goes down in Philly. Word, bro. All I could say is, yo, just give me a thumbs up. Word, or leave a comment in the comment section. Letting me know what y'all think about the video. My name is Rain. Catch you on the flip side. RCP salute. Wait for a dab on them.